How's spring been going so far? Things progressing? All that kind of stuff.
Everything's been good. I would say my understanding of the game and just my development has been interesting and just a lot of fun. And getting those new guys like Mike and Jared out there and trying to pick them up, and build my leadership role, I think has been huge and something that I've been trying to incorporate lately.
What parts of the game would you say have you made the most strides in this offseason so far?
Like I said, like my understanding of the game, I watch a lot of film, and I've just been trying to develop that piece because throwing and running is almost instinctual. So I just want to get ahead of the game and know what I'm doing before the ball snaps.
How much did the time that you got in the stints last season during some of those games help?
Everything's huge. Like I say, everything I go through kind of happens for a reason, and I think that's part of my process. And I take a lot with me from everything that I've been through. And you could even say getting here when EB was here, that was huge. And then seeing Gunner take over, like everything in my process has kind of just obviously led up to now, but I'm grateful for everything that I've got.
Coming in, you're kind of looked at as the guy, got your eyes on you as quarterback. How do you deal with that? Does it feel like pressure, or is it more just something you're excited for?
I live life day by day, and I try to stay out of people's comments or concerns because it really just comes down to me and who I am. So.
Marlon talked about how last year when the season was going on, you guys had a chip on your shoulder for how the season was going. Does that carry over into this year, or is it important to try and leave that behind and just start fresh?
No, it's been huge. That's probably been our most motivating piece, and probably why we did push so hard this offseason and why we worked so hard and did the things that we did in the winter. And now being out there on the field, it's really showing, and I think everybody has more of a competitive edge and a want to be great, and so I think that'll take us very far.
How's the offense coming along? How are people, kind of gelling together and shaping up, even though you don't have too much time this spring?
I think it's been good, and it's a lot of what people don't see. And like I said, like the offseason's been huge and something that really brought us a lot closer, working hard together. And then outside of all the football stuff, like getting together with the receivers and building that connection because, those are going to be the guys, and that's something that was huge and something we put a lot of focus on this offseason.
Have you changed anything in the preparation now that you're getting, those first team reps and all that stuff when it comes to this offseason, knowing, hey, we need to get our stuff together here, but it is still spring after all. There's a lot of offseason left.
I wouldn't say I change, I guess myself, like kind of how I go about my day by day. I still am the same person. I don't think I've changed personally. But maybe how I go about things with other people have changed, and I've tried to really, like I said, develop my leadership role and try to be a big guy on this team.
What's kind of the focus or the mentality, I guess, as you get further on into spring? Where are there benchmarks that you're trying to hit as improvement, or is it just kind of just trying to get better every day?
I'm a super competitive person, so one of the things that I can really look at and grade myself with is our grading sheets after the practices, and my goal is to stay over a 90% grade out with my completion percentage, but obviously no picks and get as many explosives as I can. I'm shooting for 50 this spring at the end of it, but we'll see how that goes.
What's it like having a guy like Hefton out there where it kind of feels like, he's a good route runner, but also sometimes when plays break down, he just goes backyard football mode and gets open?
It's amazing, and that's something I really focus on this offseason as well, building that connection, because I know that's going to be huge. I mean, you think about third down, choice downs, like you give him an option round, it's almost unguardable. So building that connection and relationship was huge to me, and having a guy like that on the field just gives me a lot of confidence to be able to snap the ball knowing that I have somebody like that.
Marlon said that you're one of the you were the players that's been the thorn in the defense's foot so far, I guess, as a whole. What would you say about the defense? Are there guys that have kind of been, that for you guys on the offensive end that have really been sticklers out there?
So for me, like I hang out with a lot of the defensive guys, and I like to almost scribe my life to be almost a defensive player. I actually talked to Coach Bruce before I got here to be a safety, and so that's something that's like really interesting to me and to almost dig into their minds a little to understand how they see the game because they're on the other side. But like Kentrell Williams, Cage, and Marlon, they all give me looks that aren't base looks. They try to disguise and do their own thing on the field, just as I would with my eyes and my drops. So it's really fun to see those guys on the field doing what they do, because at the end of practice then you can recap and talk about it, and it's been really enjoyable.
Yeah, to you, what does the defense do well? You know, what is something that's a challenge for you guys on offense because they do this or that well?
Sometimes they just come with a different energy, I would say is probably the biggest thing. And that's something that I've been trying to work on, is making sure that our offense comes out with that energy reciprocated, if not more, every time. And so, but that linebacker group has developed a lot, and getting the new coach, Coach Sanders, in has been huge and helped us a lot, really.